This is Diana Sullivan in Austin, Texas, and I've been doing some lessons on machine knitting. This is another garter bar lesson, and I'm going to show how to shape a neckline and park half of the stitches on the garter bar, or park the amount of stitches that you need to park. So, let's say that I have just reached the point where I would divide for the neck. The first step is going to be to bring all of the needles out so that the stopper can go on, and then push the knitting back. That opens all of the hooks. Now, one of the things that you're going to want to do is stop the stitches from coming off on the side that you don't want to put on the garter bar. So I'm just going to hang a transfer tool there, and I'm peeking. I want to, let's say, bind off the center 4 stitches. So what I'm going to do is shape this side of the neck, and then I'm going to come back and get those center 4 stitches with the second. So here I am, all configured to pick up this portion of the stitches onto the garter bar. So you put the garter bar so that its last prong is on the last needle of the group, and just get the hooks into the individual garter bar eyelets and then pop the stitches on. Now, here's where your situation changes a little bit from machine to machine. My standard gauge machine is really nice for this because, and it's a brother. It's really nice for this because the garter bar has these little notches, these little wide and narrow spots. Well, it will go on the gate pegs like this, and it will just hang there, which is really slick. And then I have also read, but not experienced, the situation where you could tip the garter bar and hang it. You could actually put the gate peg through an eyelet, through the eyelets, and then it would hang nicely. Well, this one doesn't. So I have a very low-tech solution for that. What I have here are some twist ties, and they're just folded in half. And I just poke a twist tie in each side of one of these combinations of 2 eyelets, and then I'm twisting it and pulling it over to the front. And then a twist tie over here, and I'm going to twist it, and I'm going to use it to hang my garter bar, because that's just the Yankee ingenuity method. And it's obviously quite a time saver to not have to take everything off on waste yarn, and you can see that this is well below the needles, and therefore it is not going to be disturbed as I knit the other side of the neck. Now I'm going to push this back and bring the carriage over and knit the first row of the left side of the neck. Now bear in mind, I had to get these needles out of work before I did the knitting, and I was talking about something else, but the needles are out of work, and the yarn is coming from this first stitch right here. So I could go ahead and bind off or decrease whatever my instructions say to do. So I'll just do 2 bind offs while I'm yakking. And there's one. And I'm going to do one more. I'm going to stay away from that twist tie with that yarn so that it doesn't get caught and tangled. And then let's say that my directions were, get all the empty needles out of the way, let's say my directions were to go across and then decrease 1, and I'm using a double transfer tool to do that. But this would be following whatever directions you've got. And lots of people don't like to do a full-fashion decrease at the neck because it makes a little line. On the other hand, if you make your decrease exactly at the neck, then you're going to have to get whatever lumpiness you've got inside the neckband. And let's say that it calls for one more. The lesson is really more about how to how to shortcut this process using the garter bar than anything else. And then perhaps it calls for a few rows straight. And let's keep this simple and just clip the yarn and drop it off and not shape a shoulder and all that, because the point is to have a quick and easy way to divide for the neck. So that is half a neck. Okay, so here I am with the remainder of the neck stitches on the garter bar, and I've removed the twist ties and taken the garter bar off the machine, and I can simply rehang all of the stitches by putting the garter bar in the hooks and popping the stitches onto the needles. And then I can proceed to knit the rest of the back of the neck. Now, you might ask me, what if the instructions on the back of the neck are to put several stitches in the middle onto waste yarn, because that's going to be the way that the neckband is picked up. So I'm going to have a slant here, some straight here, and then over here another slant. So to do that, what I could do is push my stitches back, hang the transfer tool again so that those first 4 do not come off onto the garter bar, put the garter bar on the hooks again, pop the stitches onto it again, just the ones I want, of course, and then let me move these needles out of the way, and then I need my twist ties on the garter bar so I can hang it on the gate pegs again. This is where it's so nice that the standard gauge garter bar will pop right onto the gate pegs. So there's one, and give that a twist. And I'll just bring it to the front. And then over here a little ways, let me put a second one. My twist ties get pretty distorted looking, and give that a couple of twists and bring it to the front. So that would allow me to park my garter bar again. So I'm just bringing these out of the way, and then I can take my 4 stitches off on waste yarn as per my directions for my particular pattern. Okay, so with that done, let me get them off the machine. And then I get to remove twist ties again. There's one. Maybe I'm retwisting it instead of untwisting it. There we go. Get that off. And then pick out the needles that you want it to be. And get these stitches. I can put out more needles than necessary. Hang my stitches. And then push back the ones I didn't use. But look, I just guessed the right number without really giving it any thought or planning. Now, at this point, I would simply shape this right-hand side of the neck just the way that the left-hand side of the neck was shaped, and that would finish the front of that sweater. So that's how to divide for a neck by parking stitches using a garter bar.